Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to YaHaWaH, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Brakakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because those are the men who I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of YaHaWaH, Bahashem, Yahushai. YaHaWaH is the true name of the God of Israel. Yahushai, into the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. But his one and only true name is Yahushai. And pretty much I want to do a video, concerning that everything operates on the Most High's time, the God of Israel. He's in control of life and death. All right. So when a person dies or any type of calamities, whether it be a natural disaster, something you couldn't prepare for, any form of evil or good or in between, the Most High sanctioned that from the heavens to happen in real time to that individual. So a lot of Christians and people that believe in different Christian denominations, different religions, they don't understand that the God of Israel, he's a God that's perfect. So in order for you to be perfect, you have to be good and evil. All right. The Most High, he's a righteous God. Whatever he does, there's a purpose for it. So in these precepts I'm going to bring out in this lesson, I'm going to prove to you and show you that everything is predestinated according to the will of the Most High. So let's get into it. First Samuel 2:6. It says, "The Lord killeth." Now, whenever you see the word Lord in caps, it's talking about the God of Israel, YaHaWaH. It says that He killeth. All right. When you kill something, what does that mean? You take its life. Its spirit is no longer in the body no more, right? And maketh alive. So whoever is born, this includes, it could be animals, it could be people, right? If you born, the Most High wants you to be born. If you an abortion or miscarriage, right? The Most High is the one that did that. The person come out deformed, right? It says he bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. So the Most High, he's in control of life and death. Remember, everything is predestinated. Nobody has free will to just do whatever they want to do. Even when you pray, that's predestinated too. Because YaHaWaH, he even said before you even ask, it's already done. It's predestinated what you're going to pray for, how your life is going to turn out, the things you're going to do, right? But then the Most High also said, when you read Job, the 33rd chapter, when you pretty much fall asleep, he programs you. He programs your actions on what you're going to do as soon as you get up. Even if you take like a little cat nap, you sleep for minutes, hours, whatever. The Most High is the one that withdraw man from his own purpose, man's own thoughts. And your actions, you act out whatever the Most High programmed you to do, right? So that's it with that. Let's read this. This is Job 4, but I'm going to start at verse 1. The main point is at 7, but we got to understand who's talking here, because Eliphaz, he's one of Job's friends. So pretty much what he's saying is that the innocent do not suffer. So he was assuming that the reason why Job was suffering so much is because maybe he did something wicked in his past. So this is Job 4:1. As you can see the headline, Eliphaz, innocent do not suffer. We all suffer. So that means what? None of us is innocent. Job 4:1. Then Eliphaz, the Temanite, answered and said, if we essay to commune with thee, wilt thou be grieved? For who can withhold himself from speaking? Behold, thou hast instructed many, and thou hast strengthened the weak hands. Thy words have upholden him that was fallen, and thou hast strengthened the feeble knees. But now it is come upon thee. So what Eliphaz is saying, as one of Joel's friends, you always been the man to give spiritual counsel, pretty much boost people's faith up, pretty much telling them not to give up. And now you're the one that's going through it, right? And you got individuals that's like that too. They act like they ain't never gonna go through nothing. We all gonna go through things. It says, but now it is come upon thee, if thou faintest, it toucheth thee, and thou art troubled. It is not this thy fear, thy confidence, thy hope, and the uprightness of thy ways. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish be innocent. So this is Eliphaz, one of Job's friends, saying this. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish be innocent, because all of us technically deserve to die. We're all guilty under that old covenant. It says, or when were the righteous cut off? So when a person dies, they deserve to die. Why? Because they sinned before. So let's say with that, this is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. It says, see now that I, even I, and he is the most high Yahweh speaking, and there is no God with me. Because the gods of the nations are idols, right? Statues, wood and stone that can't speak, they can't hear, they can't think, they can't deliver you from tribulation. It's just a figment of somebody's imagination. Really, they worship demons, right? And you worshiping demons, that leads to what? You believing on doctrines of devils. It says there is no God with me because it's Yahweh, and then Yahweh created his only begotten son, YaHaWaH, and then through the will of Yahweh, the God of Israel, everything else was created, right? Whether it be the right hand, the left hand, angels, demons, archangels, different hierarchy of angels. YaHaWaH created that, right? The different realms. That's through the will of the Most High. It says, there's no God with me, I kill. So the Most High is the one that kills. So when somebody dies, who sanctioned that? The Most High. And I make alive. So if you're alive, the Most High ain't want you to die yet. I wound, you get into any form of an accident, surgery, some type of infirmity, some type of sickness. The Most High is the one that wounds you. The Most High can use any form of operation for any purpose to do his will. It says, and I heal. So if you get better from your wound, the Most High sanctioned that. That's what he wanted, the predestination. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, because there's no God or entity stronger than Yahweh. All right. It says, for I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. The Most High, he's omnipotent. He's everywhere at one time. And ultimately, if you could receive it, you know, we all come from the Most High, right? But YaHaWaH, he came from the Most High, and YaHaWaH, through the will of the Most High, created us. The Most High, he's everywhere at once, all right? Nobody can deliver you from the Most High judgments. This is I'm reading the KJV. Let's see how much Old English is in this verse. This is Psalms 139 and 16. It says, thy eyes did see my substance, yet being perfect, right? And let's see who's talking in verse 1. Because this is dealing with the Most High's omnipresence and omniscience, right? Psalms 139 and 1, to the chief musician, a psalm, meaning a song of David. It says, O Lord, the word Lord is in caps. So you know that's Yahweh. And then it says, thou hast searched me and known me. All right, so it's David speaking. So now verse 16, thy eyes did see my substance yet being perfect, and in the book all my members were written, which in continuance were fashioned when yet there was none of them. That's read a more simplified version of NLT. This is Psalms 139:16. You saw me before I was born, because that's predestination. Read Ephesians, the first chapter, read Jeremiah, the first chapter. The Lord told Jeremiah, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. Meaning he knew the spirit that was going to be in that body. He knew the spirit that was going to be in that room, right? It says, you saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out. Every moment. Meaning what? The good, the bad, the ugly. Your whole life. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. All right. So the point is, your life is numbered. The Most High, He's in control of that. Now let's read this, because just because a person dies, that doesn't necessarily mean they're wicked. Psalms 116 and 15, because we may have to die one day. Psalms 116 and 15, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. And we know the saints, pursuant to Psalms chapter 148, verses 13 and 14, is the children of Israel, right? So this is the AIOU. Means that the Most High deeply values, honors, and cares for his faithful followers, even in their final moments. It signifies that their death is not a light matter, but a momentous, purposeful event overseen by the Most High. It says, value in life and death. The verse highlights that the lives of believers are so important to the Most High that their death is considered a precious, significant, or costly event in his eyes. It says a weighty decision rather than a random or a tragic occurrence. The death of a saint is a thoughtful, weighty decision in heaven, indicating the Most High's sovereign care and involvement. The end of suffering. The death of a saint is precious because it marks the end of their earthly suffering and the beginning of eternal life with the Most High. So it says context. This verse is found in the Psalm of Thanksgiving, highlighting the Most High's deliverance. It says protection and love for those who are faithful to Him. All right. It says the verse provides comfort, reassuring believers that the Most High is with them through death's door. So, hey man, we gotta remember that. You know, see how certain brothers pass away. Hey, our time is coming, or could be coming. This is and here's proof of Psalms 116 and 15, Revelation 24, and I saw thrones and they that sat upon them, which is who? First the 12 disciples, but ultimately the main governing body, the 144,000, the elect of the nation of Israel, also known as the first fruits, the remnant, the tabernacle of David, right? It says, and I saw thrones and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. So the ones that were sitting on the thrones, the ones that were given immortality and change under the new covenant, right? They're the ones that's sitting on the throne. It says, but before they sat on the throne, this is what they had to go through. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YaHaWaH and for the word of YaHaWaH, and which had not worshipped the beast, right? We know the beast is NATO and the EU, which the Edomites, they control this beast system. They control the centralized banking system. But it says neither his image, the image is the system, right? The New World Order, AI technology, pseudoscience, so forth and so on, westernization, democracy, feminism, so forth and so on, Hollywood, right? But this image is going to revolve around what? A physical mark, which is the RFID chip implant. It says neither had received his mark, right? The microchip implant upon their foreheads, the brain chip implant, or in their hands, the left or the right hand. If you get it anywhere in your body, you're going to be a part of the lake of fire if you're alive during that time. It says if they live to reign with Hamashiach 1,000 years. That don't mean we're gonna live one full day and die. That just means that it's gonna take 1,000 years for the kingdom of heaven to be built up. All right. So that's pretty much the point. Lord willing, you was edified by the lesson. Shalom.